Dun, 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 dun. Wait, don't crash. Ah, hey, what's going on? Sorry. Sana. Oof. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Technical issue. Add to stream. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Alright, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alright, so topik kita malam ini adalah dating horror stories. Saya nak jodoh Zuri Yuhi, Coach Zuri Yuhi, cinta diri, cinta mari. Alright, so dating horror stories is being shared with, of course, I'm sharing this with permission of the sender, and bukan sengaja nak share horror dating stories this for fun. It's also supaya kita semua boleh dapat iktibar. Okay, boleh? Iktibar. So I will merungkaikan a few things and supaya kita dapat belajar pada ni lah. Okay, baik. InsyaAllah. So kita teruskan. Dating horror stories. Or is it horror dating stories? My grammar is horrible. Right, so kita sambung. Okay, horror story 1, Death of Fluffy Rabbits. Death of Fluffy Rabbits. Okay. Horror story 1. All right, so the story starts with, kalau cerita horror story dating tu ada a few. For the benefit of listeners on Telegram, I'm going to read it out. Okay, kalau cerita horror dating story tu ada a few. Couple setahun setengah. Lepas tu time exam, BF pergi keluar dengan my best friend. Okay. Your BF pergi keluar dengan your best friend. Alright. Some best friend. Kan. Lepas tu when I found out, drama, gaduh. Okay. So, ini, I'm just wondering, ini sekolah ke or uni? So, just wondering, ini time sekolah ke time uni? And something, because it's something like time sekolah punya drama. So, okay. So, no, not making fun of you, but, what kind of guy or best friend would do that? And would do that bila dah mature, dah masuk uni pun buat perangai buat sekolah kan. Right, so lepas tu macam baik balik kan. Flew to UK together. So this is probably uni because flew to UK together. But different place. Then after I realized I needed to move on, the distance will help. I cut it off. Alright, she cut it off. Alright. And then he betul-betul couple dengan my best friend too. Alright. So this is probably uni, best friend dengan ex-BF couple. When And then when I found out, I was totally heartbroken. Naturally, of course, you'll be heartbroken. Memang suicidal time too. Okay. This is something I have to point out. Sometimes in relationships, kan, well, after breakup, uh, there is certain point when one would feel suicidal or hopeless. I, zaman jahil dulu, had that kind of feeling. Not suicidal per se, but feeling of hopelessness, like, what's the point? Or rasa my self-esteem was really, really down again. And rasa macam, how could this happen? How could you do this to me? Cakap dulu, hidup semati, this kind of things, kan. Dengan best friend pula tu. So, fortunately, I don't have best friends yang yang macam ni. Okay, so if you feel suicidal, anyone at all, can during pandemic ni, there's a lot of breakups also, and please seek professional help. Please seek professional help. Okay, not me specifically. I am not focused on. My expertise is not on suicidal punya apa ni cases, but more on specifically bantu cari jodoh. All right, so but occasionally I have, alhamdulillah, stopped a few suicides, and just by empathy. So if you're listening and you have a friend that is suicidal, don't judge. Okay, this is a very important. I digress, I know, but this is very important. And it's a very big issue, and there are a lot of suicides that goes unreported in the news. A lot more that goes unreported, and so if you have a friend that's suicidal and that's having suicidal thoughts, talking about ending life, feeling hopeless, learn to read between the lines, okay? So if you have a friend yang macam in this situation, feeling suicidal, just empathize. Don't judge. Don't paksa dia, oh, you have to buck up and get out of this. That's not the way to console a person who is going through a suicidal episode. Okay, and the in short, the worst thing you can do is give advice. The worst thing you can do is give advice, and even worse than worse is throwing the holy book down their throat. Like, oh, kau ni iman lemah, kan? Kau ni tak cukup solat tak khusyuk. Kau ni itulah, ni ada gangguan lah, apalah, kan? That's probably even worse. Okay, but the best thing you can do is empathize, dengar, and sometimes you just need someone to hear them out, someone who can feel and understand and connect. Okay, and it's not, you don't have to say anything, just empathize and agree dengan dia. Don't agree with kalau dia nak ada suicide plans lah, but agree with their feelings, understand their feelings, empathize, learn to empathize. Okay, so I know I'm digressing, but this is too important not to mention. Just empathize. Empathy is very important. I learned this from a prominent suicide handler, suicide call handler. Basically, that was the advice. Never give advice. The advice to a person yang tengah consoling a person in a suicide situation is never give advice. Just empathize. Just empathize. Empathize here. Okay? Empathy. Learn to empathize. And a lot of people go through this, especially now. All right. So you don't want to be responsible for someone killing themselves because you can't empathize. You don't want to be responsible for just judging someone. Okay. All right. So, okay, I sambung. Okay. So she says she was feeling suicidal at the time. All right. And then she continues to say, my dorm room was at level 3 paling tinggi lah time tu. I buka tingkap tengok luar. Tapi kat bawah tu ada bushes and lots of rabbits. So I thought I don't think I would die if I jump, but I will definitely injure myself and kill a few rabbits. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at your tragedy. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking so that, oh no, those rabbits, and how could she interesting that she was very considerate. I'm laughing because she's very considerate thinking about the rabbits and herself and the rabbits. Okay, she was thinking about the rabbits. So that's why Death of Rabbits is the title. And spoiler alert: no rabbits were harmed in this telling of the story or in what happened to her. Okay, no rabbits were harmed or killed. So because obviously she didn't jump. Obviously, that's why we're still having this conversation. That's why she sent me this. And she's alive and well. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just that she's still so considerate. She was thinking of the rabbits too. She's suffering emotionally and thinking about the rabbits. That is so considerate. That's why I'm laughing. It's like, wow. The consideration again. Okay. All right. So so I continue to read. So I didn't jump, obviously. Okay, took many years to get over it. Yeah. Breakups take years to get over, Ken, and it does take years. Some people it takes months, especially when you have invested a lot of emotions into that relationship. So this is why ta'aruf halal is a way to mitigate your emotions from investing too much emotions into the relationship. Of course, naturally ada harapan sedikit kan. You dah kenal seseorang tu, you ada harapan. This guy, contoh you dah kenal someone, and then you think that oh, this guy macam okay lah. This guy macam okay, and dah kenal sebulan, and then tak jadi. Of course, there is a bit of emotion that goes into it, and reality is hope, but it is mitigated and it's not too much. So it's always something that I advise that you don't invest emotions before akad, and don't make your investment before you akad. All right. Okay, so ada hope tu tak apa. It's normal. You have hope. Kalau tidak macam, oh, you're not looking forward to the wedding or to the marriage, that's weird. You're just apathetic. Just have no emotions. You're not a Vulcan. Okay, and Vulcan is an alien on Star Trek. Just in case you don't know, I'm a nerd. Okay, so so it took many years to go over it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Trying to get over a breakup is very difficult. It takes a while, and it affects our judgment. We get bitter. We get really, feel hopelessness, and hopelessness is probably one of the worst emotions to have. So seek professional help, I suggest. Okay, and uh, it affects your studies, your work, it affects all of this. That's why I keep doing this jihad jodoh, dakwah jodoh tiap malam ni to help you make the right decisions. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't tell people what to do. I help you, I coach you into making the right decisions with the right knowledge and ilmu. Can? All right. So that's what I do. I don't tell people what to do. I coach you into making the right decisions. You make decisions. Your decision, your life, your decisions. I help you make decisions by giving you the right ilmu to apply. Okay, all right. So I read sambil I commentary. Boleh? All right. Okay. So she said she went to therapy to work it out. Good. Not many people are willing to go to therapy though, because of the stigma, because of the macam malu lah nanti orang yang aku gila. It's like orang yang yang perlu help and don't seek help tu lah yang gila tu tak. So it's good that she sought therapy, kan? And I know there's therapy usually has this connotation of being expensive. But if you go to a clinic, a psychological clinic, you can ask for an intern. Intern tu tak semestinya tak the skill. He's just the intern just have not as much experience, doesn't have clocked in enough hours. Kalau you talk to yang someone who has enough hours, it might cost you 350 ringgit an hour. But with an intern, it'll only cost you 50 ringgit an hour. Contoh, okay? So there are viable and mampu milik punya therapy sessions. Right. Okay. So she went to therapy to work it out, but alhamdulillah, I'm over it. She said she's over it. Alhamdulillah. Okay. And I can be friends with them, went to their weddings respectively, cause they end up marrying other people. They end up marrying other people lah after their own drama too. Dating sucks. You know what? I actually went to one of my ex-girlfriend's wedding. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into detail about that. Kan? After macam yeah, after a while I was fine. Went to her wedding and yeah, okay, happy for you. Right? I'm moving on. I'm alright. And ni zaman jahil dulu lah, kan. So yeah, I mean all this dating and drama is just so exhausting, isn't it? It's what I'm trying to help you to avoid. Why I do this every night, because I've made these mistakes. I've made these mistakes when I was zaman jahil dulu. Okay, and it's a waste of time. It's a waste of youth, and suddenly because you're dating 5, 10 years, suddenly you realize you're 30. And it's like crap. Where did my life go? I have not progressed. Especially guys, girls, they panic at around 27. Guys panic around 29, right before they reach 3 series, and they feel like oh, I have not progressed. I have not progressed in life. What's the next step? Everyone else have grown in their life. And noticeably, I think I mentioned a few videos before. I said the research says that married people progress in their careers faster, and stronger. So a lot of people feel left out, and sometimes even bosses recommend their staff to get married because I think from experience they see that married men and women progress in their career faster. All right, okay, and surprisingly, a lot of my clients are recommended by their bosses, telling them to, hey, go meet this guy, kau nak kahwin, kau better kahwin kan sebelum terlambat, before you get too old and comfortable. So that's what my clients tell me. Okay, so yep, thank you for letting me to at least do my part to help you make the right decisions, inshallah. Okay, don't waste your youth. My clients keep telling me, Zuri, I'm not getting any younger. Help me out. Zuri, I'm not getting any younger. Her words. I didn't come up with this phrase. They keep saying that, Zuri, I'm not getting any younger. None of us are getting any younger. Betul. And dating is a waste of time, waste of life, and you're missing out on the berkah of perkahwin tu kan. So ta'aruf halal dalam Islam ni, cara Islamik, nak cari jodoh cara Islamik ni is cara yang berkat, cara yang terbaik. Alright? Okay, so she clearly said dating sucks. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Oh, okay. She continues to say, then after that, memang so many rebound BF. Okay. As a guy, I have been a rebound BF. And it sucks. It sucks being a rebound because I felt like an emotional tampon. Yes, I'm using that word, okay? I felt like an emotional tampon trying to be there, trying to care, because I was attracted to her. It's like, because she can, the damsel in distress kind of thing. Yeah, and at the same time, yeah, I felt like I was treated like an emotional tampon. It's like just absorbing. I mean, this is a term I picked up. Absorbing just all the things that the trauma that she had to unleash. Okay, all right. So perhaps it wasn't a good choice of words, but I'm just saying it as it is. All right, that's how I felt. All right, she continues to say, I think I broke some of them too. Okay, you see how this dating life affects people. One person gets broken, it gets spread around. She broke some people too. It goes around, and then they go around and breaking other people too. So stop it, stop it. Let's stop this dating hanky panky dating waste of time, okay, and breaking of hearts. Okay, that's what we try to do. Don't break no more hearts. Don't break your own hearts, especially yourself. Don't break your own hearts with dating. All right. Okay. So I continue to read. Then it was the concept date to marry too. I mean, we discussed 2 nights ago about date to marry. But again, that's why they all fail. Sebab tak betul kan. Yeah, because they date because just the other person is hot. That's why. And hot or attracted for some reason. Or because sometimes you needed a rebound, kan. Um, dating, please don't date. Ta'aruf. Do it Islamically. It will not break your heart. Okay. Boleh. Okay. So, I continue. Sound okay? Sound okay? All right. I continue. Bismillah. All right. So, she says, continue. Alhamdulillah, with your sharing helps a lot. Oh, Alhamdulillah. I'm glad I'm helping. You know what I usually worry? My worries is like, am I giving value? Am I helping? Is this, am I actually helping you? Are you progressing? It's usually how can I help further? I read so much. I learn from a lot of other coaches, and I've been to a lot of Islamic courses, fiqh perkahwinan dan sebagainya, very dense, heavy courses, and I apply it. I share it with you from a matchmaker's point of view. I'm a matchmaker, and so that you don't go through all this dating heartbreak hanky panky. All right, and that's that's what I'm usually concerned with. Am I actually giving value? Am I actually helping the ummah to go closer towards Allah? That's usually what goes in my head. All right, the vision that I have of doing all this is untuk menzahirkan generasi yang soleh dan solehah yang mendoakan jannah ibu bapa mereka, which is you, and dengan menjodohkan ibu bapa mereka dengan halal. Okay, Chop, sorry, my daughter's knocking on the door to change her diaper. Chop. Later, half an hour. Okay, so, and she continues to say, tak ada ilmu tu sebenarnya. Tak ada ilmu ta'aruf. Ya? Kita semua belajar ilmu dating from he's just not that into you, from Friends. If you try to watch Friends again now, kan, you feel macam it's just a lot about sleeping around and how you doing. I know, I watched that as when I was young, because kita tak diajar untuk mencari jodoh dengan halal, kan, and we learn it from TV. If you were my age, you watch TV back then. Okay. So, as you can say, kalau dari kecil-kecil sekolah tahu ilmu ni, tak ada pun nak couple time sekolah, kan. Tahu tak apa. Salah tak mampu nak kahwin. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. All this heartbreak stuff, you can easily avoid if you know the dangers of it and the red flags and how it can affect you in your life. All right. Okay. So, okay, like I said, no rabbits were harmed in the telling of their story. Okay. All right. Continuing to thank you, sister, for sharing that story. All right. So, horror story 2, Tales from the Toilet. All right. See if this works. Ching, ching, ching. Tales from the Toilet. So the night. Okay. Horror story 2, Tales from the Toilet. What a weird. Have you seen Tales from the Crypt masa kecil-kecil dulu? Yeah, it's like that. I was thinking of that while doing this slide. Okay. Still horror story 2, Tales from the Toilet. She says, This is another lady. She says she met him in November 2020 via a dating portal. A 47-year-old divorcee has 3 sons living with his ex-wife. And this lady who is telling this story is a divorcee with 2 kids. Okay, so she's telling the story. She met this guy. He's a divorcee also, and an electrical engineer. And she says, "I know he is looking for a wife, and he knows I'm looking for a husband, but we never talk about it much. We never really express that we are aiming for each other." Yeah. So in ta'aruf, cara Islamic, it starts with one, niat nak kahwin tu kerana Allah. Alright. Niat dan tujuan. Tujuan berkenalan tu adalah spesifik untuk berbincang pasal kahwin. It's not nikah terus. That's not what it is. Nabi pun suruh berkenalan dulu. Okay? Jumpa, tengok, kenal. Kalau skufu, then you proceed lah from that. Okay? And I have to clear this misconception, yeah, because a lot of people think, especially guys, fikir nak kahwin cara Islamik tu jumpa nikah terus. Sabar aja. I don't know where you get this notion. Where do you get this notion? I'm guessing, kan, among friends, among guys, tengah duduk minum teh tarik tu, nak kahwin, tak nak dating, nak kahwin cara Islamik, apa, taaruf, kau nikah terus lah, kau pakai songkok kan, pergi speed dating tu, kau pakai jubah, pakai songkok, and then ready lah kahwin, macam tu lah kan, pakai songkok. Somehow I have a songkok next to me. Alright, so that's what they think, guys think. And this is from the research we did. From our guy clients. Ingat nikah terus. Yalah, sebab dah hala speed dating tu dah bawa wali, kan ada ustaz kat situ. They think I'm ustaz for some reason, and I'm not an ustaz. And nikah lah terus. That's what they think. No, we invite the wali along, or a family member, because we notice from observation that most success from our clients happens when they bring their wali along. When they bring the wali along, the process is much faster. The process of berkenalan, the process of getting to know each other, just parents pun dah kenal. Okay, parents macam tengok macam okay lah budak ni kan, boleh bincang kan. So it works faster. That's why we do it. That's why we really encourage the ladies to bring their wali, because it's faster. We don't want you to waste your time. I know, because most of our attendees are already 28, 29, 30 plus, and you're already panicking, and I'm helping you to save save time. All right? So, and make sure that the guy is serious. Dah bapak dia ada situ kan. Of course, you have to be serious. Okay. So, I continue to read. And she says that I like him because we share the same interests, running, hiking. He teaches Quran classes online and made me his student. Okay. Boleh buat novel ni. He also encouraged me to get a teacher for talaki, and I did. Good. Okay. He teaches Quran but unfortunately dia tak tahu ilmu ta'aruf for some reason, and I guess we'll go into that after this. Financially stable, 2 house, a car, a motorbike, a sports person, solat awal waktu, masjid setiap solat. Mana nak cari? Jarang nak cari tu. Masjid setiap solat. Subuh sekali kot, kan? I like the way we communicate. The flow of conversation seems fluid. He's a non-smoker. Most ladies don't want smokers. Okay, guys? Alright. So things that she doesn't like about him, dia cakap he quite merajuk. He'd ghost me, then come back to me a few weeks later. Nothing happened. Like nothing happened. I still treat him with respect because of point 2 and 5. Point 2 and 5 is dia ajar Quran, and he's too friendly among girls. Yeah, I mean, you should keep your distance among guys, right? A respectable distance. Kalau perlu je, you communicate. I mean, there are reasons why you should and can talk to women. and most of the time you shouldn't. Even I saw a video. Steve Harvey, you know the guy. Um, he said that he doesn't have lady friends. He doesn't have lady friends because it disrespects his wife. He doesn't have lady friends because guys don't have lady friends because it's either they have other intentions usually, and it's always something else telling them to do something else. Uh, Fill in the blanks. Okay, so okay, I continue to read. Kuat merajuk. Okay, guys kuat merajuk is annoying. Women kuat merajuk is also annoying. Okay, so I'm not sure what triggered the kuat merajukness. All right, but ghosting and then show up, ghosting and show up. Sometimes it's also called breadcrumbing in the dating term. Breadcrumbing tu macam jumpa, bagi love bomb, bagi love, and then give hope and then hilang. And that cycle goes on. It's called breadcrumbing. Break like apa ni? What's the name of that fairy tale? You know, leaving breadcrumbs in a witch's house. I forgot the name. Like leaving breadcrumbs to lure the Hansel and Gretel to lure Hansel and Gretel into the witch's house and to cook Hansel and Gretel. That's what breadcrumbing is. He's gonna cook you if he breadcrumbs you. Okay, beware. That's a red flag. Okay, big red flag. Breadcrumbing is a red flag. Okay, breadcrumbing is a red flag. And think of Hansel and Gretel. He's the witch going to cook you. Okay, red flag. Okay, jangan cakap I tak cakap. I cakap I'm telling you now. Right. Dia kuat merajuk. Sometimes dia nak dipujuk. Either dia memang sensitif, or memang dia it's worth that he merajuk for some reason. Kan? I don't know. She didn't elaborate exactly why that guy quite merajuk. But I want to breadcrumbing is a very serious red flag. Ghosting is another thing. Ghosting, wow, so many ghosting stories I have. I give an example. Okay, Walidi told me, dia cakap, she's been berkenalan dengan this guy for 1 year. 1 year, she dah kenalan, nampak macam okay. And then one day after a date, she brought up the topic of kahwin. And then his excuse was, tak cukup duit, I'll think about it. All right, okay, fine. She got down from the car, went back into her house. And then that guy balik lah. And then that guy went missing for a week. Dia WhatsApp, call, tak angkat, apa semua kan. Well, after that 1 week, she drove to his house because dia tengah nervous. Like, dia ni hidup lagi tak? Accident ke apa? Sebab dia sayang kan, dah invested her funds. And then she drove to the guy's house. Nasib baik tak accident sebab dia tengah anxious. Tengah angau mandi tak lemas. Mandi tak basah, tidur tak kenyang. Anywho, sebab tak accident, sampai rumah that guy, tengok rumah that guy, and then find out, tanya aunty sebelah tu, where's this guy? Cakap, dia sudah pindah. That guy literally ghosted her, pindah rumah terus. Memang macam hantu lah. It's like, Sixth Sense. Memang hantu. Buat perangai kan. After 1 year of leading her on and getting her, he pindah rumah. Okay. She knows where he works. Dia dah terhantuk. Dia menyesal. Dia cakap she's not going to look for him. Sebab dah malu. Dah marah, dah malu. Dan, harap dia tak buat lagi lah with when she has all these red flags. How do you avoid red flags? I think that's a talk for another video. Okay. But basically, I always say berkenalan tu start with niat. Berkenalan pasal apa? niat nak kenalan tu pasal apa? Nak bincang pasal berkahwin. Tak mestinya wajib berkahwin terus. Tak. Okay. Berkenalan bertujuan untuk bincang pasal kahwin. Alright? Bincang. Bukan nikah terus. No. Alright. Okay. So, so that was I digress. And to read. We first met face to face once a week before Ramadan in a hiking trip in Gunung Jerai. My Kedah accent is coming out. Several of my friends, okay, Gunung Jerai, several of my friends plus him. Sama-sama lah, ramai lah kan, bukan duduk kan. Alright, good. It was okay. He asked a lot about my ex and my kids, which made me uncomfortable. She is uncomfortable that he about, her husband and children. Okay. I think if this is the same person, she is concerned about pedophilia also, which is a very, very huge concern. I understand. And that is a whole different topic. But she is uncomfortable when being asked about the ex and the kids. Okay. Then we go our own ways. All right. They went our own ways. She asked a lot of uncomfortable questions. She didn't like it. And then he ghosted me again. You see, things with ghosts, and that's what ghosts do. Okay, that's what ghosts do. Okay. I assumed he didn't like me as much. Ramadan came, Raya came. The only conversation he had was selamat berpuasa and selamat hari raya. Oh, yep. It was just basically 2 months, 2 conversations with just selamat raya. Okay. And selamat puasa, selamat raya. So in between, nothing. All right. So that's why it's important to schedule. Start with tujuan berkenalan ni untuk apa. Alright. Sebab nak bincang pasal perkahwinan. Second, schedule. Okay, we're going to discuss this once a week. What are we going to discuss? Questions. I have questions for you. You should have questions for me. You can watch my other videos. I've explained a lot of different questions that you can ask sama sendiri. Okay? Right, continue. Okay, sound okay? All right, so when Raya Haji came, he texted and said he liked me. Hantu ni cakap dia suka and wants me to be his wife. He also stated that he loves his kids and wanted their mother to be in his life too. That's beginning to be complicated, but I think usually, naturally, a divorced father wants the kids to be, wants the ex-wife to be in the children's life, not his life as well. Okay, because the biological bond is there, right? For his children, not for him. All right, and she continues to say they separated because she didn't like being intimate. Okay, all right. That was apparently the reason for divorce. Understood. And it is actually a contention for a lot of husbands, whereas the wife does like being intimate. And I think if the statistics is right, it's only 25 women, 25% of wives are the one who initiates. I have to look up the stats again. 20% of wife who initiates intimacy. And at the same time, please be aware that sex for men is not just sex, it's the way he communicates love. And I think that's a complete different that needs proper justice to be explained. Okay, but just for you to be aware lah, Ken. We're not going to talk about sex tonight. Yep. Okay, and but guys, if you're listening, guys, as a married man, husband, a woman can be triggered with the right conditions. So don't worry if you know what you're doing, if you know how to trigger your wife, trigger positively, do your part, and learn the 5 languages of love, but we're not going to talk about sex tonight. Okay. So continue. They already have 3 kids, so no more chat. So no more of that. All right. So no more talk about kids between them. Apparently, she will accept him back only after he marries someone else first. Okay, this is a complication. What? It's like, okay, the ex-wife said she will only accept someone else first. Okay, but that's interesting, weird. Okay, I'll continue to read. I felt deceived and played. If they still love each other, why not just remarry? Betul, and and this is something you should have discussed earlier on. Okay, I know there are a lot of single mothers listening, so these are the red flags yang you perlu ambil iktibar early. Discuss these things early. Discuss what is the his ex-wife punya role in this relationship. So why do they need a third person between them? So yeah, this is weird, or maybe this is just some made up excuse, or you know, what? I continue to read. I said no and I blocked him from all communication. Yang buat perangai ni, okay, let me highlight to you. Yang buat perangai ni, ajar Quran. According to her, yang buat perangai ni, ajar Quran. Semayang kat masjid. Ironic Ironic semayang kat masjid 5 kali sehari. Ajar Quran. And ajar dia Quran. So, but apparently don't have the akhlak. You know, tak semestinya orang berilmu ada akhlak. You know what I'm saying? Kan? I've known syekh yang banyak ilmu, tapi adab dia macam sedih nak cakap, kan? But there are some syekh yang berilmu dan sangat beradab. I cair lah when I talk to that syekh, kan? Lagi kita feel the adab of that sheikh tu kan. I'll name names since it's a good thing. And Sheikh Yahya, I love listening to him because his adab is so refined, so casual, so nice and warm, gentle. First time we bonded, second time I met him again. Sheikh Yahya Ibrahim said, "Oh, brother Zuhri, I miss your smile." He hugged me, a big bear hug, and I melted in his arms from this knowledgeable man and his adab. Okay, all right. So I'm just saying that adab goes a long way, and yeah, adab goes a long way. Ilmu saja. Look at this guy. Ilmu ada, ajar Quran kan. Tapi adab bertaaruf tu kan, and then buat drama, buat sakit hati orang. So I'm not saying everyone yang baca Quran macam tu, tak. I'm just saying there's a difference between ilmu dan adab. Okay, right? So thinking right now, orang ajar Quran pun perangai macam ni ke? Well, looks like it apparently from this particular text lah. I'm not saying all. That's why it's a horror story. Okay, it's a horror story. So don't panic. Tak semestinya orang ajar Quran perangai macam ni. Tak. Okay. He seems to have the ilmu, ada agama tapi tak ada akhlak. So that's why I keep saying, for a guy, you test him for 2 things minimum. Akhlak dan agama. Alright? I always say that. Okay. Right. So I hope I didn't scare you. Okay. This is a sharing for one particular case. Don't make this a precedent. Don't make this a precedent. But it's untuk ambil iktibar. Okay? Boleh. Alright. So I continue to read. I said no, I blocked him from all communication. I should be good enough to the right person. Damn right. I mean, tally ho. So true. I should be good enough to the right person. But to this guy, I will never be enough. I cannot do that to my kids. That's so true. It is so true. You have to, your first concern, understandably, it's your kids first, can, and you at the same time. And you should be good enough for the right person. The right person will find you good enough. And as long as you work on improving yourself, you spiritually, ilmu, then you'll be better for a better person, yang berakhlak. Okay. All right. So, so I continue to the next slide. So, every time he ghosted me, I would get to know someone else. Okay, in between, because he's been disappearing for a long time. Okay, off and on, and you will get to know, she got to know someone else. But there is a feeling like him, and every time he comes back, I still treat him with respect. Well, all right, okay. So why I'm not asking just this lady yang sent me this horror story. I'm saying that there are a lot of women who go through this and does this. Why do you let a ghost treat you this way? Don't you think you deserve more respect than this? I'm asking you ladies. And I'm not saying only ladies. This happens to ladies. Happens to guys too. Happened to me as well. Okay. But it happens to ladies. And we have to, and you should treat yourself with respect first. I always tell you, cinta diri, hormati diri, sopan dengan diri. Don't let anyone treat you like this. Think to yourself, kau ingat aku siapa? Kau ingat aku Stan? Kau ingat aku siapa nak buat aku macam ni? Kau hantu mana kan? Hantu pergi lah belah. Kan? So, maybe you could tell that to yourself. That would help. All right, so this last line is my favorite. Okay. All right, so belum cerita dah gelap. All right, so she says that he made me happy for a while. So I pray that he gets what he deserves, but I do hope he gets constipation. I do hope he gets constipation. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at her tragedy. No, I'm laughing at the kind of wish she have on this guy is revenge is constipation. So that's all right. Sorry. All right. Sorry. All right. A revenge in the form of constipation. You know what's worse? If you seek revenge, first dig two graves. I think in this case, if you seek revenge, first flush two toilets. I don't know. I just find that so funny. I'm not laughing at the tragedy. No, I'm not laughing at the tragedy. I'm laughing at the revenge format. The format of the revenge is constipation. Okay. So at the same time, having experienced constipation some time back, it's probably one of the worst thing you could wish someone. Okay. It's not funny. It's really painful. It's really painful. Constipation is really painful. You think you're gonna die and explode at the same time and bloat. And I know it's painful. I've gone through it. Okay. But the form of revenge is constipation. Interesting. So I'm I'm laughing too much out of this. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullahalazim. Okay, so of course it is understandable. It's understandable that you have some ill feeling. Yeah, of course, naturally, again, because you feel betrayed, deceived, and most breakups you feel betrayed and deceived. Unless you call it off, that's a different thing. Can if you're being dumped, being cheated by your best friend and your boyfriend with a lot of promises, hidup semati, all that jazz, there's a lot of feeling being deceived and betrayed, and it's like how, and then you ask yourself, how can I trust another man? How can I trust another woman? Can or another friend? And how can I? How the? Why does this keep happening to me? You know what's worse? I hope you don't do this. What's worse is you blame Tuhan. Jangan blame Tuhan because it's the mistake that we made. I made those mistakes before. Okay, and please jangan blame Tuhan. Okay, dosa, because the mistake itu mistake kita. It's our mistake. All right. So and katakan, because all this happens when we take when we blame others. This is very important. When we blame others, we give away our power. When we blame others, we give away our power. But when we take accountability, we gain power to control it so it doesn't happen again. So we become better and stronger. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna give you I hope you've learned something tonight, dapat iktibar, okay, so it doesn't to you. And so I hope I don't give you too much information. Sometimes I give too much points, too many points. Sorry. I try my best to give you value. I don't want you to make mistakes. Don't want you to get too much information sampai you constipation. Dah cukup. All right, so homework for tonight is do send me your horror stories. Send more horror stories because we're not just, I promise I'm not going to laugh at it unless you're purposely trying to make me laugh. Okay? Your constipation revenge. All right, so, so, supaya ramai orang lain dapat iktibar, insyaAllah. Okay. So, supaya ramai lagi dapat iktibar from your horror stories. And sometimes when we share our stories, kita luahkan perasaan, kan? And we will feel better. Okay. If you don't feel comfortable reliving past pains, it's okay. It's fine. But if you sharing a story, your past trauma and all that, you as especially as someone who is older and wiser, okay? So wiser, you will reflect back when you write it down. You write it down, you share with someone about it, and and inshallah, what you share, you may not have be the only one who's gone through it. There could be other people yang gone through it juga. Okay, so it could help others as well, and inshallah, you will get help as well. Okay, right. So that is your homework. I hope you dapat iktibar. So please share your creepy dating stories, kesilapan yang lepas supaya orang lain pun tak buat. And I harap you tak buat kesilapan ni lagi. Okay, supaya you protect your heart, you protect your emotions, you don't invest your youth, your time, your emotions. Okay. All right. So homework: share your creepy dating story. WhatsApp to me 601-123-899-897. All right. So if it's funny, then I'm gonna laugh at it. If it's not funny, I'm not gonna laugh at it. Okay. That is a promise. When serious lah. Tapi kalau you buat lawak with your constipation revenge, then I'm going to laugh. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. And alhamdulillah, I'm getting more and more guys joining. More and more guys joining, and parents contacting me. Hey, can you help out my son? All right, good. Alhamdulillah, this is what I'm trying to do: build a database of single men and women yang ada ilmu ta'aruf, so you can be the best ta'aruf person in the relationship, or you will carry out a ta'aruf, we'll practice a ta'aruf in the most proper way, in the most respectable manner, in a dignified way. Okay? All right. So, alhamdulillah, I'm glad that we're getting more guys and more parents. Alhamdulillah, this is actually a job for parents. I'm assisting parents to do their job. All right. So I'm glad parents are joining in, sending me sending me messages, WhatsApping me, or boleh saya hantar CV resume? Yes, sila auntie, please send me the CV resume. Okay. Um, okay, all right. So cool. So share this video with, or any videos that you find relevant with your friends. Sebab ini, this is not just helping you, but it's also when you share it, you buat dakwah jodoh supaya orang elakkan kesilapan yang tak disukai Tuhan, kan. Kita nak buat benda yang Allah suka, elakkan benda yang Allah tak suka. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for joining. Saya nak jodoh Coach Zuhri. Sebelum kita undur diri, kita biasanya doa. Lepas doa ni, kita aminkan sama sendiri. Okay? Kita amin. Sebab ini majlis ilmu. Majlis ilmu, banyak beribu-ribu malaikat mengaminkan doa kita, insyaAllah. Okay? So, kita aminkan sama sendiri. Dan insyaAllah, malaikat pun akan mengaminkan. Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Doanya. Baca doa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, aku minta pasangan yang menjadi menantu yang baik pada ibu bapaku, yang disayangimu untuk mendapat keredaan-Mu, berganding bahu bersama ke jannah-Mu, ya Allah. Amin. Amin. Alright, thank you so much everyone for joining. Okay, saya Abu dah minta diri dulu ya. Okay, see you tomorrow night insyaAllah. Bring questions, buat homework, send me your horror stories. Assalamualaikum. Bye. Going off air. La di da. Ending broadcast.